Anyway, squad! What's happening, y'all? This is Ant once again here with the lifting team. We're -1, but he'll be there on game day. Right now, we got my 3 power lifters. We have Martha right here. She's going into the 90-kilogram weight class. We have Erica right here. Me a sports side. She's competing in the 75-kilogram weight class. And then last but definitely not least, we have Alicia Jones competing in also the 75-kilogram weight class. We're all going to be at the Desert Storm invitation. It's not invitational, open. Tomorrow. It is open.
Yeah,
it's an open
Desert Storm open 2019.
Yeah, it's not an invitational because you didn't get an invite to it.
We should have. And this is why we
Special
don't go
guest.
anywhere at this spot. We should have. This is why we don't get invited to shit.
It's okay. It's okay. They know.
Nowhere.
They all know when GB steps in the building what's about to happen. So it's all good. We've weighed in today, and tomorrow we lifting shit. Let's get it done, ladies. Next time you see them, they'll be on the platform.
On the bar, let's get behind her. Grand Jack is on deck. Jennifer Bond will be number 3. So no stress, Erica. Our international referee indicates that she does the most important thing. She picks up the weight, which actually stops the clock. At that point, she can regroup. Take that necessary step backwards and get that lift. Let's get behind Erica Johnson.
Easy.
Referees indicate Elizabeth will be second. Christina is going to be third.
You know what I did? I stopped every video. One for mom, one for Alicia,
Lift is
This weight, this type, there's 3 different.
This one's a squat one. They have
That different versions. They get it.
when he had his review, they told him to have, I think 60.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm sweating in my body. Yes, that's what happened. You're not dying.
all right. Get behind Alicia Jones, the camera. Referees indicate. We have good news today.
Okay,
There are
mine is
3
the
lifts
best problem.
remaining in A. So Victor, Sean, and Hunt, as well as Wesley and Justin, should should be warmed up, ready to go. But right now, get behind Martha.
You got it.
How do we know which big bus?
You got it. Nice. Easy. You got it. Easy.
Are you intervening for her safety? All right, audience, let's get behind her. Make a little noise for her, please. 65 kilos for Miss Jones, formerly of Pennsylvania. We're glad she's here today in Oxnard lifting with us. Want to see her be successful. Get behind her.
Go.
Easy pull for her. Representing Games and Reigns, Power Sports Team. Nice. With an opening lift. She gets that arm moving, she gets that lift completed. Come on, Erica. On deck, Jennifer in Oklahoma, Alicia. Great. Let's go Navy. Come on. our 75 kilogram open competitors. There are three. Our third place award to Erica Johnson. Erica. Our second place award to Alicia Jones. Our first place finisher, Elizabeth Shim. A round of applause, please, for our 75 kilogram champions, Erica, Alicia, and Elizabeth. In our 90 kilogram open weight class, there are two awards to present. Our second place award to Lillian Hinoyos. Lillian described herself as a blessed mom. We're blessed parents too. Our first place finisher, Martha Pager. Martha. In our 52 kilogram class, for women's 75 kilogram open deadlift only, there's a first place award for Erica Johnson. In our women's raw deadlift only, 40 to 45 year age group, there's a first place award to Allison Schumann.
All right, everybody, what's up? This is Ant back here at Gangs and Veins headquarters. I'm here with one of my lifters. This is Erica Johnson. She competes in the 75 kilogram weight class. She just got third overall in her weight class and first place in deadlift only at the Desert Storm Open in Ventura County. All right, so Erica, how you feel about this past competition?
I thought it was a great experience. It being my second competition, so there's still some nerves, but overall I thought it went really well. It was ran very well.
Okay.
I'll give them that. So.
Yeah, the start time was pretty on time
Yeah.
versus the previous one.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a good thing. How are you feeling about your lifts?
They're okay.
Okay.
They're okay. I'm not super proud of my lifts. I definitely could have done a lot better. But honestly, I think, the prep went well, but it was more of, what you put into your prep is what you get out. So my expectations basically where my lifts was what happened.
Okay. So let's break it down a little bit lift by lift.
Okay.
But not really lift by lift, more of lift section.
Okay.
So the first lift was the squats.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about your squats?
At comp, I felt pretty good about my squat. I hit everyone except for my last one, so I got 232.
Okay.
I believe was my last lift that I made, which, it's not bad, but honestly, I'm very competitive, and there's some people, teammates that are killing it, so I'm trying to get to that level. But in all reality, like, my squat is where it is because I squatted once a week last prep. So, if you squat once a week for a prep, your squat's gonna be, at least to me, like, I think I need to squat more. I don't think I was as confident as I should have been in my squat, and I think that would have came from me just squatting more. So.
Okay. So your thing is more comfortability under the bar.
Yeah.
Okay. That's understandable. I always say that a good powerlifting meet is usually 6 lifts.
Okay.
The way I set them up is your first lift is usually going to be your last warm up. and then of course you know the 1, 2, 3 system, which I will not divulge. The second one should be around your PR because we're going kilo to pound, pound to kilo conversion. So it should be roughly around maybe a pound or two over your PR. And then your third lift should be a new PR. So that's kind of the breakdown that I look at things, how I look at things. So 2 out of 3, perfect. Now, what about your bench press?
Bench is the weakest of
Okay.
the 3. We did a lot of benching this time around, multiple times a week, and I think it definitely helped. I think benching for me was a lot of, I guess, the mechanics of it, because there were times during, prep where the bar was, in the right position, and it just felt light, and everything was moving. But the moment it got out of whack, it was like, oh man, this lift's not coming up. So just, I guess, like more confidence in that, and I think, just more time into the bar, and I'll get there.
That's very fair to say. My critique on your bench is you just got to be willing to struggle through it. Don't give up on yourself. Just be willing to struggle through it. Like, even if it's not perfect, every lift isn't gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
So you gotta be able to make that adjustment and still get that up off of your chest. That's all. Now what about your deadlifts? Deadlifts, you fucking killed it, yo.
Deadlift is probably my favorite lift out of all of the lifts.
Mine too.
I just thought it went really well. We had deadlifts at least twice a week in run prep, so we had a lot of focus on it, and it paid off. I pulled 355 for the last lift, and next meet hopefully do 4. So we'll see. We have a couple weeks.
And quick pause. It's not too shabby, but looking at the flight list and noticing where everybody else started at on their deadlifts, we exponentially started out higher. So I think there was one person out of the 3 people that we had there that worked their way into that last tier of deadlifts. So we pretty much killed deadlifts.
I feel like that's kind of like a theme. Like we get there and we murder deadlifts for some reason.
But they're already dead.
I don't know. Like that feels good though. You go to comp and you're doing your warm ups and you're just crushing it, and everyone else is like, can we take this weight off?
Yeah.
But I'm also competitive. You go on social media and people are pulling 450. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get there. So.
'Tis true. But in the same breath, there's no context in those.
No, very true. Very true.
This person could have very well been lifting for 10, 15 years already. And you're what? 1.5, 2 years in?
Yeah.
So that just comes with time. You always hear me say strength is a sine wave. It's not an incline or a decline. It's always a wave.
Mm-hmm.
So some days you can get it, and some days you can't. Failure is a part of success, and that's where you gotta look at it. But how you feeling now?
Feel good. Starting a new prep. It was our first week. Open to do the California Open in September.
Okay.
And just focusing. I feel like after my first competition, I was kind of high on life. I was the shit.
Yep.
And after this comp, honestly, I got knocked off my high horse. Even though I came in third, like, I don't know, I don't feel like I did the best that I possibly could do. So I'm just trying to focus on the mindset and just dig it in.
I particularly like that statement, and you said something to me after my first strongman competition that fucking, it hit me in the soul, and it stuck in my brain. In my soul. Oh, for those who don't know, this is my wife. You said Yeah, babe, you're a god amongst regular men, but amongst God, you seem to be a mere mortal. And that shit right there drove me to fucking lengths that you will not ever understand. And it's just those little things in the back of my head that I'm like, I gotta go get this rep. I gotta finish this fucking workout. You know what I mean? It's those little things of, those little sparks of motivation that keep me going. So,
I don't know, I feel like I kind of had that same mindset. Like after the first meet, it was, oh, you know, we're awesome and I'm good. You know, I'm okay with where I am. I'm stronger than everyone, you know, that I'm around. And then you get on the platform and you're like, oh, she's 20 pounds lighter and she's crushing, you know, her squat. So, you know, put in some work.
yeah. But once again, it's 3 lifts. All of them aren't going to be your best.
Yeah.
So you just got to make sure that in the competition, you, one, do your best in all of the lifts, and 2, know your weak points so that we don't exert too much energy in that and save some of that energy for the strong point where you can make up some of that space.
I hear you're saying.
Alright? This is my other lifter. Y'all may remember her as the lady at the dentist office.
That was laughing so stupidly, by the way.
Anyway, let's get down to business. How do you feel about your performance at this past competition?
So I feel a lot better than I did last time. Even though I didn't make weight this time around, I competed in a new weight class.
Real quick, she competes in the 80 kilogram usually. This competition, she went up to the 90.
So yeah, so I didn't make weight this time around. I feel like I don't really worry about my weight too much anymore until it comes down to competition. And I think I just didn't worry enough about my weight to make sure that I was down to weight. And when it came down to it, I just pretty much said, if I make it, I make it, and if I don't, I'm not going to stress about it, because I knew going into this that I felt like I was a little bit better prepared this time around, and I felt a lot more confident in my lifts going into this competition this time around too. Towards the end of prep, felt a lot better and a lot stronger this time around as well.
You looked a lot better this time.
Yeah, so I went in there a little more confident than I did the last time. I was still nervous as hell though.
Oh yeah, I know. It was on your face in that first squat.
Yeah.
It definitely was. Now, side note, the number 1 attribute for an athlete is not their strength, it's not their speed, it's not their vision, or whatever the hell else somebody else is going to say. It's their level of confidence. You have to have a specific level of confidence to actually do or accomplish anything in life. So you have to have a specific level of confidence to get under a bar with 300 pounds on it and decide to bring your ass down to the ground and come back up. So naturally, confidence is a very important tool to have. So let's go lift by lift. Squats.
So squat is probably one of my favorite in like the 3 lifts. That's like my favorite of the 3.
I can tell.
Yeah, I think just during prep I was really focused on getting my squat numbers up, and I put about 45 pounds onto my squat from last competition, which I was super proud of. I really wanted to hit 300 on my squat for my last attempt. I just didn't have the energy in me. I know that I could hit it. I hit it during competition prep. I hit it a couple times during competition prep, and I really wanted to hit it like when it counts, because it doesn't really matter what you're doing in the gym. It matters what you do on that platform. But overall, I was really happy with where I ended. I think I ended at like 286.6 or something like that, which, you know, is a little shy of 300, but I was really happy with where where I ended with squat. Missed my last attempt, but I was overall happy with both of my lifts.
Good. Once again, 2 out of 3, still perfect. Not perfect, but great. So what about the bench press? The bench press looked real strong.
Bench, ironically enough, is usually the one that like I'm not super excited about. But like my teammate said, like we had a lot of upper body to do this competition prep, and I feel like I did pretty well. I was like super stoked to hit the numbers that I hit during competition. I probably added like almost a solid 20 pounds to my bench, so I thought it was amazing. I was like super stoked during competition prep that I was able to bench a plate, so to just go into competition and hit that as my first attempt, I felt really good about that. And then I just went up from there, so.
So you got 2 out of 3 out of that one.
I got 2 out of 3 out of that one. And honestly, just like we're a week out past competition, and we've had an opportunity to like look at all the footage that we shot during competition, and I could see on every single one of my lifts that I missed where I went wrong. And I know for bench, I knew I had it. I just gave up. I found myself kind of decontracting a little bit when I was on my way up, and I was like, okay, it's just not going to come up. So, but it was more so I gave up on myself. That was just, it wasn't that I couldn't get the bar, that I couldn't get it up and lock it out. It was just like I gave up on that lift. So that was the only thing that was kind of disappointing to me. But, you know.
So what I always say is, it's not the factor of making the mistake, it's what you do after making that mistake. So you stated that you gave up on yourself, which, one, unacceptable, but the fact of the matter is that you recognized it and know how to correct it. That's all that ever matters. So as long as you recognize it, you can move forward from it.
Yeah.
So, sidebar, she won first place in the 80 kilogram in December, and definitely won first place in this past competition, Desert Storm. And this was in the 90 kilogram, right?
Yep.
So yeah, she got first place in 2 completely different weight classes. In deadlift.
Which is the weakest of all of my events compared to the other girls. Like the other girls are killing it in deadlifts.
But you're killing them in squats. So once again, it's all about knowing your strong points and your weak points. That's all.
Yeah. But overall, I was happy with where my squat ended, or not my squat, but where my deadlift ended.
You still hit a PR, right?
Not in competition, no. That last one, the last attempt would have been a PR.
Gotcha.
But again, like reviewing the footage, I was able to see where my mistake was at that point as well. My butt was up way too high for that lift, and I kind of knew it while I was in the middle of it, but I got nervous, and when I get nervous, like I forget to set myself up properly for success. So I rushed through that attempt, and you know, I got what I put into it too, so.
Yeah, it's very simple. You don't come to work, you don't get a paycheck. Super simple. First word in workout is what? Exactly. Good. We did a hypertrophy block, and then we went into our competition prep. So that way we built the muscle, and then we turned around and utilized it. This time we're shooting for a shorter turnaround. We're looking at a 3-month turnaround. So we'll see how we feel after this next 3 weeks.
I don't know. I'm really excited. I really want want to. So I qualify for nationals this time around.
But it's like next month.
Yeah, so it's like in 2 weeks, and
In
I
Vegas.
have a lot of things going on in life right now, and you know, finances also playing a part into it too, to turn around and book a trip and all that good stuff. It's exciting just to be able to qualify for nationals. But we're all going into, or hoping to go into this next competition in September.
The people that come into the drug testing realm, it's a little bit more of an even playing field. So at y'all's level, you're gonna fucking kill it. At my level, I'm gonna fucking kill it. So I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
No, you're just talking.
We're just gonna kill shit. How about that?
Yeah, so
Words.
really excited to go into this next competition prep, and hopefully be able to keep myself healthy to be able to compete in September and qualify for nationals in 2020, not in 2019.
So, USPA National Championship for 2020 will be in Palm Springs, California. We're in California right now, so guess where we're gonna be?
We will be in Palm Springs, all 3 of us. That
4.
is our goal.
4.
4. That's right. 4.
I'm going deadlift champion. All right, Martha, get the hell off my platform.
Bye.
So, everybody, this is Alicia Jones, another one of my lifters. She competes in the 67.5 kilogram or 75, depending on how she's feeling that training cycle. But she's killing it in all the weight classes, so whatever. Hey, Alicia, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So we're a week out from competition now. How you feeling about the competition and the results?
I definitely went into this one with a lot more confidence than I did my first one. I knew what to expect. I kind of pre-prepared for all the eyes on you, the people around you, judging what you're doing and being all up in your space and basically seeing what color your underwear are.
So how you feel about your lifts?
I definitely more confident in my lifts this time around just because I was actually on the board this time. That was my biggest goal for this competition because I got,
That's right, you bombed out on your squats last time.
yeah, I got disqualified first 3 lifts and had to build myself back up to come back and get some numbers on the board for my other 2.
But I don't think it was really the strength. I feel like it was more of the confidence was shot more than anything else. Because your comeback was way stronger. So it once again it just boils down to that level of confidence and comfortability on the bar. That's really what it boils down to.
That, and we were still kind of tweaking a lot of things with my squat, like where to wear my belt, where my legs are supposed to go, if we're doing high bar or low bar, different approaches and whatnot. So when we took a step back and started to dissect what we thought was wrong with my squat, and I got to a more confident place with my squat, it definitely showed a lot earlier on in this competition versus last one.
Makes sense. So squats.
Yes.
What you think about your squats?
I think my squats were solid. I definitely went up knowing I could move the weight. I picked it up the same way each time I went up there. I zoned out so I didn't see anybody in the crowd staring at me or, you know, trying to second guess what they're thinking about me, not even knowing me, watching me compete and pick up this weight, and they just kind of look at you and they're like, I don't know if she can pick that up. I don't think she's going to be able to pick that up. Or she looks like she's tired. Her knee's doing something weird. But these people probably aren't even thinking this. You're just in your head. And I just decided this time around I'm just going to go up there, do my lift, and then look behind me to see if it counted. If it didn't, move on.
That's a good mind state to have. Always remember that just stepping on the platform earns you a specific level of respect regardless. And the only people you should ever worry about as far as who's judging you or blah, 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 is one, the judges, bottom line, and your peers.
Right.
The people in the audience, don't get me wrong. I love all of the support and everything else, but 9 times out of 10, they don't do what we do.
Right.
They're just here supporting somebody else that does what we do.
Right.
So it's not about their opinion.
Exactly.
It's about your opinion of yourself, and that's that confidence thing.
Mhm.
All right. So what about your bench press?
Bench press, I felt good. I feel like the next thing I need to work on for next competition is to figure out how to actively engage my upper half and my lower half equally. So then when I start to get tired, I have different places to drive from. Whether just focusing on your feet or flexing your butt a little bit or pushing your shoulder blades together, whatever you gotta do to get that weight up evenly.
So you're more looking for that personal cheat code,
Pretty much.
that stride
Yes.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
The lifts look strong. You got 2 out of 3.
Yes.
Okay, still good. How much of an improvement did you make from last competition to this one in your bench press?
I think my last competition I barely benched over 100 pounds. And this one I got up to 125?
140.
140.
No, 132 point something. It's weird because it converts from,
Kilograms.
yeah, from pounds to kilos, and we're accustomed to working in pounds. But you got close to 135. I think it was just below
Yeah.
135.
Yeah, because I think my final attempt was
143, yeah.
Or 143, somewhere in there.
Right.
And I remember getting under it, and I felt confident to get my press command. And I got about here, and I decontracted. And I had nothing else behind me to push it the rest of the way up. I tried breathing out.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how you decontract in the motion of pushing. This is an anomaly for me. I can't even do that.
Yo, I do that too, though.
How is this even possible?
Because it's literally, it's almost like you keep everything so tight to push it back up. You get to a certain point where you're like, okay, once I pass this point, I can breathe and kind of relax a little bit because I know it has no point but to go up from there. And that did not happen.
Yeah, there's no such thing as relax in the middle of a lift.
Yes, lesson learned.
You relax after that shit. Emotions are for when the bar is nowhere near you.
I got you.
You know what I mean? If you feel like, whatever you feel like in the middle of the rep, throw that shit out the window. Because the only thing that matters is completing the rep at that time. All those emotions and everything else, you can do that shit after the lift is complete.
Right.
Anyway, to everybody's favorite, the deadlift.
The deadlift.
Once again, we kill shit in deadlift. This young lady, I would say, was one of the lightest women there, and started out with the heaviest deadlift. Her opener was higher than most people's last lift. I forgot to state, she got 2nd place in the 75 kilogram. And now that the competition results are out, we see that, you'll see in the video, that last deadlift would have set her to #1. But we didn't make that one. And how do you feel about your deadlifts?
I mean, I feel like I finally hit my stride with my deadlifts. I don't know where I go mentally, what I focus on when I pick it up. I just know that my form is good, where my hands need to be, where my feet need to be in relation, and I know just to drive it off the ground. And that's it. I don't really second guess anything. I don't think about anything else. If something hurts, I don't think about it. But for some reason, I can't get there with my other lifts, but we're getting there.
Yeah, let's talk about that last deadlift.
Yeah. the last.
From my point of view, it looked great. Now, mind you, I was from one side. Reviewing the video and seeing it from the front, I could clearly see that you were off balance, and one side came up higher than the other side, and then you finally pulled it all back together and locked it out. Can you explain what was going on in there?
I
that
honestly
point in
don't
time?
even remember doing any of that because I took a pretty strong hit of some smelling salt before I went on the platform.
Ah! To be specific.
I just remember our therapy practitioner opening it for me. I remember tightening my belt, and I remember walking off the platform. I honestly don't remember struggling through my lift,
It wasn't a struggle.
and I felt mighty once I locked it out, because at least I locked it out. That was like my mental thing. Like, don't get stuck at your upper thigh and not lock this out. So I locked it out. But when I watched the video, I like to call them thriller shoulders. I was doing all this extra stuff up top to lock it out. And I just remember everybody in the video was speechless because I don't think anybody expected me to pick it up. And I think I got more random spectators afterwards coming up to me to say, "Oh my goodness, the strength you had to have just to pull that off the ground. Like, it sucks that it didn't count, but you still picked it up." And I'm, yeah, I know I picked it up. I don't remember what I did in the process, but watching video now I know what not to do.
And the speed off of the floor was ridiculous. It literally looked like light work.
I think for that lift, I went up there and everything was flexed. My butt was tight, my hamstrings were tight, my calf muscles were flexed, my feet were dug into the floor, and my eyebrows came down to my upper lip. It was
Shit.
serious.
That's deep. So we was on the side, and as G was holding the salt for you, once you got that good hit, the bookkeeper was right there, and she was like, "Oh my God, that face! If she don't pick this up, it's something wrong." And yeah, so yeah, I clearly saw the tip of this eyebrow touch the top part of this lip. I don't know where your nose went, but yeah. And at that point, I knew it was coming off the floor.
We all knew it though when we saw her and she hit the ah. Like when the ah hit, like you knew like it was coming up off the ground.
There was no other way.
And I think at the end of the day, I went home and I was mad that I didn't do it properly to get credit, and then to see the results and see that I only lost by 5 kilograms was a little salt in the wound. But I like being in situations where people are doubting me going into it. People look at me, you know, I'm not a traditional body, you know, I'm not a traditional power lifter. I'm not sure I have muscle, but my husband calls me string being strong.
You're lanky.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very lanky, my muscle is lean.
Hence her IG profile.
Lanky lifter.
You know what I mean? Follow her on IG. And I mean, it was just a good day overall for all three of you ladies.
Right.
And I mean, shit, what coach goes into a situation with multiple lifters and then come out with more medals than lifters? You know what I mean?
Because we just boss up. That's what we do.
So it was a great feeling for me to coach y'all, and it was a great feeling to see all of y'all with your medals on and smiling and just excited and proud of what y'all had just accomplished. So for me, that's all I look for as a coach, is that sense of accomplishment. With other clients, I still get the same sense of accomplishment when they reach goals, but with my lifters it's different. It's just different. Cause I mean, shit, what, 155-pound woman? Yeah, how many of them you know deadlifting
374.
Three anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's more than double your body weight. And I mean, industry standards go 1 time your body weight, 2 times your body weight, 3 times your body weight, and you're working on 3 times. So yeah, we out here living.
Of course.
Stay strong, sister.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We got a Q&A coming up, so if you got any questions for me, go ahead and put them in the comment box.